I'm Delaney and this is my cell model presentation. This is my plant cell. This is the cell wall. It protects the cell from anything bad happening to it. This is the cell membrane. It keeps all the bad things out but lets the good things in. This is the nucleus. It's the control center of the cell and lets the good and decides everything the cell does and doesn't do. These are the mitochondria. The mitochondria take in food, break down their nutrients, and create energy-rich molecules for the cell. These are the chloroplasts. The chloroplasts are what give the plant their green color. And this is the cytoplasm. It fills the empty space in the cell. It is sort of a gel-like substance. This is my animal cell. The nucleus is the small black thing in the middle. The nucleus is the control center of the cell. It decides everything the cell does or doesn't do. The lysosomes are where the white arrow is pointing. The lysosomes digest the cell's food or they break down the cell when it dies. The cytoplasm is the gel-like substance that fills the empty space of the cell. The mitochondria takes in nutrients, breaks them down, and creates energy-rich molecules for the cell. The cell membrane keeps all the pieces of the cell inside of the cell. Let's talk about the function of the cell. The cell is a necessary organism to keep a living thing alive. The cells are like small building blocks that make up every living thing. The plant cell is like a house. The cell wall is the locks on the doors because it doesn't let anything bad come into the cell. The cell membrane is like the walls of the house because it keeps everything together and inside. The cytoplasm is just the air of the house because it fills the empty space. Chloroplasts are like paint on a house because they give the cell their colors. The mitochondria is like the furnace because the mitochondria creates rich molecules for the cell and the furnace creates heat for a house. The nucleus is like the father of the house because they both decide what the house and family does or doesn't do. The animal cell is like a school. Mr. Williams is the nucleus because he decides what we all do in school. And the nucleus decides what the cell does. The security system is like the cell membrane because it lets all the kids in, which is good, and keeps all the animals out, which are bad. The cafeteria is like the mitochondria because it makes food for the students, and the students digest the food, and the mitochondria makes the molecules for the cell. The lysosomes are like the kids of the school because the kids eat the food that the cafeteria gives them and they digest it, and the lysosomes digest the cell's food. The cytoplasm is like the air because it fills the empty space. Thank you for listening to my presentation.